Yeah, today we're going to be looking at a watch, which is the Garmin Fenix 3HR. Yeah, so we're looking today at the Garmin Fenix 3HR. Now, you might be thinking, hold on. Isn't there like a Garmin Fenix 5 out there? And what happened to the Garmin Fenix 4? So start off, there is no Garmin Fenix 4. This is kind of it, really. There was a 3 and then there was a 3HR. Apparently in some cultures, the number 4 is not so lucky. So often companies will skip a number 4. Not always, but sometimes, which is what Garmin have done. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is the Garmin Fenix 5, cracking as it is, and there's more than one version of it, hideously expensive. You are looking at, for a Garmin Fenix 5S, which is kind of like a slimmer, not quite so chunky version, that's £480 UK. You're looking at a Garmin Fenix 5 Sapphire screen, which this already has. That's £580, whereas one of these, I've just checked online and at the time of recording, this is £350. Again, that's Great British pounds. So it's a lot more affordable if you think that £350 is affordable. But for your money, this does one hell of a lot of different things. For a start, obviously I talk about running, this is a great running watch, literally. You can do inside running, so you can be running at your gym on the running machine. Outdoors is what I predominantly use it for. Really simple, it picks up the satellites very quickly. You select your running, which is literally just, there you go, I don't know if you won't be able to pick this up, but that says run, and then you're good to go. That's it. It's almost done. It picks up the satellites, as I say, super fast. In the gym, it works fine on the running machine. Swimming, this can do internal, like your swimming pool swimming, and it can do it externally as well. Externally, it's using the satellites as you would expect. Internally, it uses the push off that you get from the side of the pool, effectively tells it when you've done or when you're starting a new lap. So you do need to tell it how big the pool is in terms of length. So if you're in a 25-meter pool, you select that and then boom, you go. It remembers what the last pool was, so you only have to select it if you change the length of the pool you're swimming, and that works fine as well. It also does golf very well, so you have this synced up to your app on your phone. If you're going to go to a new golf course, you download the course to your app, and then it's good to go, and it basically tells you how far until the next pin, which is very handy, especially if you've gone off where you're supposed to be. So very, very handy and actually pretty accurate, I have found. On top of that, it does things like stand-up paddleboarding as well. If you're into stand-up paddleboarding, it is a pedometer, so it counts the number of steps that you do. It even does how many stairs that you've done. It even knows if you've gone up more stairs than you've come downstairs, or vice versa. And it also tracks your sleep without having to tell it that you've gone to sleep. It just knows this somehow. So that's, again, also very clever. So it's an awful lot of technology in one, well, I'd say little watch. It's quite a chunky watch, but in one watch. So that's impressive. So let's get into what I think is great and what is not so great about the Garmin Fenix 3HR. So what's great? Well, for a start, the ease of use. I found that getting around the menus, getting around the things, going for my runs, which is mostly what I use it for, it's so simple. You know, before I used to track my runs on my phone, so you'd set the thing on your phone, but then I want to get it in my iron band. So now it's already started, so I've wanted to, it didn't work. So this works so well. This is so easy to use. So that's awesome. The swimming I find as well, I don't swim so much now, but I still do go swimming. It's, again, super easy. Really, what impresses me, although it is a slightly chunky watch, is the amount of stuff it does for a watch. Really impressive. It also links up to your smartphone. So if someone's ringing me or text me or something, it comes up and it says, you know, Fred has called, or Joe has messaged you or whatever, and you can even get a little bit of the message come up on the screen, which is, so it's not, I wouldn't call it a full-on smartwatch, but it still does a lot. So the differences between this as well, this is one thing I like about the 3HR versus say the 5S or the 5 or the 5 Sapphire, is this, there's not much difference between the 5 watches and the 3HR. The differences that I've really picked up on are the 5s have slightly better battery life, but the battery life on this, I charge it up once a week, which compared to like an Apple iWatch is phenomenal. Once a week. I could probably go longer if I didn't do so much running or something. It depends on, it's the GPS that uses a lot of the battery. So if you're not doing lots of GPS work, you'll have a longer battery life, but I still think once a week, and I've got battery to spare with that. It's not like I'm having battery anxiety, so the battery's fantastic. The heart rate monitor, you can see, I don't know if you can see these little green lights here, that's how it uses the heart rate monitor. I mean, I'm not saying this is as accurate as a chest band heart monitor, no, it's not going to be that, but I find it good. I find it works well. So no issues with that. The sleeping part, again, it's all automatic, just no hassle. And one of the other things I like is it gives you little comparisons and little notes on the app on your phone. So it sort of says, oh, you're doing well versus your peer group, or oh, you haven't slept so well this week. And you think, oh, haven't I? Oh, maybe I haven't. And it just gives you these little checkups that help you track your own health and well-being, apart from the obvious that you're hopefully a healthy individual and running and what have you. So that whole package of things that it does is very good. And the differences between this and the more expensive 5 versions, I think make this really good value for money in comparison to them, because there isn't really that much difference. So if you've got one of these, I'd struggle to recommend you to go and upgrade to a 5, because it's got a slightly prettier screen on the 5, but I find this good, and you can customize this screen as well. You can pick different colorways, you can download an app to change the face, you can do all sorts of things. So yes, the 5 has a slightly prettier screen, but this is not an ugly screen at all. And maybe one could argue the 5 as a slightly sleeker or maybe a slightly better look, but again, that's not a big deal particularly, not compared to the price. So yeah, all in all, there's an awful lot of likes on this, really is a lot. But let's get into the things that maybe are not so great, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Things that are not so great, well, I'd say it's maybe a tad bulky. I mean, I haven't got the biggest wrist in the world, but I'm okay with that, because it does so much that I don't mind it being a little bit bulky. I find this is actually not a genuine Garmin strap. To get different color straps, if you go the genuine route, they are helishly expensive. I think Garmin is kind of ripping the backside out of the price they charge for different color straps. So that's a minor criticism. The indoor running, I didn't find that to be massively accurate if I'm using the treadmill, but seeing as most of my running is outdoor, that's not really a big deal for me. And the indoor swimming, if you don't get a good push off of the wall when you do your turns, then it doesn't always pick up the next length that you're doing when you're swimming. But I got to say, I found that it worked well 98% of the time, something like that. So the odd drop lap, the odd drop length you can lose on there. You normally pick it up quite quickly that you've dropped one, and then mentally you just adjust with the count there. So again, that's fairly minor. But all in all, I would say this is a fabulous bit of kit. It's definitely a 5-star bit of kit as well. I really enjoyed my time with this. I won't be upgrading to a 5 because I just don't see the difference, and it's a big step up in cash. But maybe I'll get a 6 when that comes out next year or whatever. But really well worth the money. An excellent tool if you're looking for a running watch and you don't mind spending a bit more, because there are cheaper good options out there. This is obviously at the top end, but it is a real crackerjack of a watch. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.